Rule 1. Take full responsibility for your life. The first rule that changes everything is the rule of responsibility. Too many people go through life blaming circumstances, luck, other people, or the world itself for their struggles and failures. They wake up each day expecting something to go wrong or hoping someone else will hand them success. But life doesn't reward excuses. Life rewards those who take complete ownership of their choices, actions, and outcomes. Taking responsibility is not about feeling guilty for past mistakes. It's about reclaiming control over your future. When you stop blaming external forces, you gain power. You realize that the one thing you can always control is yourself. Taking responsibility transforms your mindset. It allows you to stop being a passive participant in your life and start being an active creator. Every decision, no matter how small, becomes an opportunity to steer your life in the direction you want. You no longer feel like life is happening to you. You understand that life is happening through you. The moment you adopt this mindset, everything changes. You notice opportunities that others ignore. You see problems as challenges to solve, not punishments to endure. And you understand that your future is a direct reflection of the choices you make today. Responsibility is also the foundation for personal growth. When you acknowledge your mistakes and shortcomings without excuses, you gain the ability to learn from them. Quiet reflection on your actions, combined with a commitment to improvement, builds resilience and skill. People who succeed at the highest level are those who never shy away from responsibility. They do not complain about what went wrong. Instead, they ask, what can I do better? How can I change this? How can I control what I can? In 2026, as the world moves faster and the competition grows stronger, this ability to own your life is more critical than ever. The principle of responsibility extends to your mindset as well. You are responsible for the thoughts you allow to dominate your mind. Negative self-talk, fear, doubt, and procrastination are all choices. You can choose to feed them, or you can choose to challenge them and replace them with empowering beliefs. When you take responsibility for your mind, you stop being a victim of circumstance. You start being the architect of your future. Taking full responsibility also affects your relationships, career, and finances. Instead of blaming coworkers, partners, or the economy, you focus on what you can do to improve, grow, and thrive. You ask, what action can I take right now that moves me forward? Responsibility doesn't just build success, it builds character, integrity, and trust. People notice those who own their lives and rise to challenges. Opportunities flow to those who demonstrate reliability and accountability. Life will always present obstacles. Taking responsibility doesn't remove difficulties, it equips you to overcome them. When you face a setback, you do not panic or point fingers. You analyze the situation, learn what is within your control, and act decisively. This mindset turns obstacles into stepping stones. Each challenge you face becomes a lesson that strengthens your ability to navigate life. Over time, the compounding effect of responsibility and consistent action builds unstoppable momentum, creating a life that reflects not luck, but deliberate choices. To practice this rule daily, start with small decisions. Take ownership of what you eat, how you spend your time, how you respond to conflict, and how you invest your energy. Recognize the power in these small choices and watch how your life begins to change. Responsibility is not a burden. It is a superpower. And the sooner you embrace it, the sooner you unlock the ability to change everything in your life. The second rule that can change your life forever is learning to embrace discipline over motivation. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like the wind. Some days you feel unstoppable. Other days the smallest task feels impossible. Relying on motivation alone is a recipe for inconsistency and frustration. Quietly, methodically, it is discipline that separates those who dream from those who achieve. Discipline is the ability to act despite how you feel, to show up consistently, even when enthusiasm is absent. It is the muscle that turns intention into reality. In 2026, when distractions are everywhere and instant gratification is constant, discipline is more valuable than talent, luck, or fleeting inspiration. Discipline begins with clarity of purpose. When you know what you want and why you want it, following through becomes easier. Motivation may spark action, but discipline keeps you moving long after the spark has faded. It is what ensures that you do the work every day, even when it is difficult, uncomfortable, or boring. Quiet people, high achievers, and successful individuals understand that long-term results are not produced by short bursts of enthusiasm. They are built through repeated, deliberate actions aligned with a clear vision. The power of discipline shows in habits. Habits are the building blocks of success, and discipline is what forms them. When you make a commitment to daily practice, learning, or work, even for small amounts of time, the compounding effect over weeks, months, and years is staggering. Motivation may get you started, but discipline keeps the momentum going when excitement fades. A person who disciplines themselves to read 20 pages a day, work on a skill for 30 minutes, or invest wisely for a few minutes consistently creates results that those relying on motivation alone can never reach. Discipline also builds resilience. Life is unpredictable, and challenges will inevitably arise. Motivation often disappears under pressure, leaving people paralyzed by fear, doubt, or fatigue. Discipline, however, is reliable. It is a commitment to keep showing up, even when the world feels heavy. It is a choice to honor your goals, your time, and your potential, regardless of external circumstances. This mindset transforms obstacles into opportunities and setbacks into lessons. Quiet, disciplined people often appear unstoppable, not because they are lucky or naturally gifted, but because they have trained themselves to persist when others quit. Embracing discipline over motivation requires accountability. You must hold yourself responsible for completing what you start, meeting deadlines, and honoring your commitments, even when no one is watching. This level of accountability builds self-respect, confidence, and trust in your own abilities. Over time, disciplined action becomes automatic, a lifestyle rather than a chore. You no longer wait for the right mood or the perfect moment. You act consistently, and the results naturally follow. In practice, discipline can be built incrementally. Start with small, non-negotiable routines, waking up at a set time, dedicating a specific block of time to focused work, or committing to a simple daily habit. Each act of discipline strengthens your capacity for larger challenges. Each small victory builds momentum, confidence, and self-trust. Motivation may ignite the spark, but discipline fans the flame until it becomes an unstoppable fire, shaping your life in ways you could not achieve by relying on fleeting feelings alone. The truth is that the most successful people in 2026 and beyond do not wait for inspiration. They act because they understand the compounding power of consistent effort. Discipline allows you to keep moving forward even when results are invisible, when obstacles loom, or when fatigue sets in. Over time, this consistency transforms small actions into extraordinary achievements. You cannot control every circumstance in life, but you can control your discipline, and that control is the foundation for everything worth achieving. By embracing discipline over motivation, you learn to trust yourself. You gain the confidence that no matter how challenging life becomes, you have the strength to act, persist, and progress. Motivation is a visitor. Discipline is a permanent resident. The sooner you make it your ally, the sooner your life begins to change in ways that motivation alone could never accomplish. The third rule that has the power to change your life is deceptively simple, yet often the hardest to master. Focus on what you can control. Life is filled with uncertainty, external pressures, and events beyond our influence. The loudest, most chaotic voices in the world demand your attention, pulling you toward worry, fear, and frustration over circumstances that you cannot change. Quiet, intentional people, however, understand that spending energy on what lies outside of their control is wasted energy. Instead, they focus exclusively on what they can influence: their thoughts, their actions, their mindset, and the way they respond to life's challenges. This principle begins with the recognition that your reaction to events is far more important than the events themselves. You cannot control the economy, the behavior of others, or sudden setbacks, but you can control your preparation, your response, and the decisions you make. By redirecting your energy from worry to action, you reclaim power over your life. Every time you choose to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting emotionally, you strengthen the habit of control. Over time, this creates clarity, confidence, and resilience, the foundation for extraordinary success. Focusing on what you can control also sharpens your decision-making. When you obsess over external factors, your mind becomes scattered and indecisive. You second-guess yourself, hesitate, and miss opportunities. Quiet people, in contrast, concentrate their efforts where results are achievable. They invest in learning new skills, building habits, cultivating relationships, and taking consistent action. By narrowing the circle of influence, they maximize their impact while avoiding the paralysis that comes from worrying about the uncontrollable. This mindset also fosters emotional stability. When you accept that some things are beyond your control, you stop wasting energy on frustration, anger, or fear. Instead, you direct that energy toward growth, solutions, and improvement. You develop the ability to remain calm in chaos, persistent in the face of setbacks, and proactive when opportunities arise. In 2026, when the pace of life is faster than ever and distractions are constant, emotional stability is a hidden superpower. It allows quiet, focused individuals to consistently outperform those who are reactive and scattered. Another aspect of focusing on what you can control is ownership of your time and attention. Your attention is your most valuable resource, and where you direct it determines your results. By consciously choosing to focus on productive, high-value activities, you create compounding effects in every area of life. Whether it is career, finances, health, or personal growth, disciplined attention to controllable factors multiplies your effectiveness while avoiding burnout from chasing what you cannot influence. Finally, focusing on control transforms challenges into opportunities. Life will always throw obstacles in your path, but when you concentrate on what you can change, every difficulty becomes a lesson, a test, and a chance to grow stronger. You begin to see setbacks not as failures, but as opportunities to develop skills, strengthen resilience, and improve systems. The quiet, intentional person becomes unstoppable not because they avoid difficulties, but because they know exactly where to apply their energy for maximum effect. This rule, focusing on what you can control, creates freedom, clarity, and results. It reduces stress, builds confidence, and allows you to act decisively in the areas that truly matter. While others waste time and energy on things they cannot change, you harness your power where it counts. Your life becomes less reactive and more purposeful. You stop being a victim of circumstance and start being the architect of your destiny. Mastering this rule is a daily practice. Every time you face uncertainty, ask yourself, what is within my control right now? Then act decisively on that. Over time, this approach compounds into results, peace of mind, and the ability to consistently create the life you desire. The people who change the world, achieve extraordinary success, and transform their lives do not wait for circumstances to be perfect. They focus on what they can control and make things happen anyway. The fourth rule that will transform your life is simple in concept but profound in impact. Surround yourself with the right people. The people you spend the most time with directly influence your mindset, habits, and ultimately your results. If you are constantly around negativity, doubt, or complacency, your potential will be limited, no matter how talented, disciplined, or ambitious you are. Conversely, when you choose to surround yourself with supportive, motivated, and growth-oriented individuals, your energy, thinking, and actions elevate naturally. In 2026, in a world filled with distractions, social pressure, and opinions at every turn, choosing the right circle has never been more critical. The right people act as mirrors of your potential. They reflect the possibilities you may not see yourself. They challenge you to rise, inspire you to act, and hold you accountable when complacency creeps in. They celebrate your progress without jealousy, provide guidance without judgment, and push you to consistently become a better version of yourself. When you are surrounded by this kind of influence, your growth becomes inevitable. The energy you absorb from those around you compounds silently, affecting every decision, every habit, and every outcome in your life. Equally important is minimizing contact with those who drain your energy. Negative people, constant critics, and individuals who resist growth can silently sabotage your momentum. It's not about cutting everyone off or becoming isolated. It's about being selective with your attention. Your time and energy are finite resources, and they must be invested in relationships that support your vision rather than distract from it. The quiet, intentional approach is to seek influence without being influenced by negativity. In 2026, this principle separates those who quietly achieve success from those who endlessly struggle. The people you surround yourself with also shape your beliefs. Humans are wired to adopt the mindset of those around them. When you are with ambitious, disciplined, and forward-thinking individuals, you begin to think bigger, act smarter, and aim higher. Your language, your goals, and even your daily habits begin to align with the standards of your environment. Conversely, a toxic or stagnant environment can limit your vision, dampen your motivation, and normalize mediocrity. Success rarely happens in isolation. It is nurtured in the soil of influence and connection. Building the right network is also about reciprocity. Surrounding yourself with the right people doesn't mean only receiving value, it means contributing value as well. You must inspire, support, and elevate those around you. Quietly powerful people understand that true relationships are mutually beneficial and long-lasting. By providing support, knowledge, or assistance to the right individuals, you create alliances that strengthen over time. These relationships become pillars that help you navigate challenges, seize opportunities, and grow wealth, influence, and personal fulfillment. Finally, the right people help you maintain focus and perspective. Life is full of distractions, opinions, and competing priorities. Being around individuals who share your values, ambitions, and principles acts as a stabilizing force. They remind you of your purpose, encourage you to stay disciplined, and help you navigate setbacks with resilience. They act as a compass, ensuring you remain on the path to growth and success even when the world around you is chaotic or uncertain. Surrounding yourself with the right people is not just a social choice, it's a strategic life decision. It determines the mindset you adopt, the habits you cultivate, and the opportunities you seize. As you build your circle, seek those who challenge you, inspire you, and hold you accountable while minimizing time with those who limit your growth. In doing so, you create an environment where excellence is normal, success is expected, and growth is inevitable. If you found this insight valuable and want more guidance on transforming your life through these rules, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Here, we share strategies, habits, and principles that help you unlock your full potential, achieve your goals, and live a life of purpose and success. Hit that subscribe button and join the journey to becoming the best version of yourself. The fifth and final rule is simple yet transformative. Take action now and never stop growing. Knowledge alone changes nothing. Planning without execution leads nowhere. The people who change their lives are the ones who act decisively, even when conditions aren't perfect. Every small step forward compounds into momentum. Every decision to act, no matter how imperfect, builds confidence, skill, and results. Growth is not a destination, it is a continuous journey. By taking consistent action today, you set the stage for success tomorrow, next year, and for the rest of your life. The world is full of ideas, dreams, and potential that never materialize because people wait for the right moment. There is no perfect moment. The perfect time is now. Quietly, intentionally, consistently taking action, paired with the other rules of responsibility, discipline, focus, and surrounding yourself with the right people, creates unstoppable momentum. Growth, success, and transformation are inevitable for those who refuse to remain idle. Remember, change is gradual but relentless. The 5 rules we've explored, taking responsibility, embracing discipline, focusing on what you can control, surrounding yourself with the right people, and taking action, are the foundation for a life of purpose, success, and fulfillment. Apply them consistently, and you will be amazed at how your mindset, habits, and results transform over time. If you want more guidance, practical strategies, and motivation to take your life to the next level, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit that subscribe button now and join a community of people committed to growth, action, and unstoppable success. Start today, stay consistent, and watch your life change in ways you never imagined.